Hey, I'm Lacking Logic, and welcome to my channel. Today, I just want to talk about jobs and how they suck. Um, for the starters, a lot of people are working hard for absolutely nothing, right? They constantly work and work and work to pay off a debt that keeps piling up. So the idea of you ever giving up that job is baloney. The idea that you could become a millionaire. If anybody has a dream, sure, it's achievable. But a lot of millionaires are probably in debt. So you have to embrace debt, right? If you don't have the money to invest, you find the money to invest. And instead of buying that stupid car right away, just shove it in the stock markets. If you want to be rich, you can be rich. Follow a lot of the politicians on where they're putting and pulling their money. Nancy Pelosi's got there's a Reddit thing that's got Nancy Pelosi's stock. I bet you could probably make some money. It's just follow the bullshit. You could make money off the stock market by just watching the news, right? If anybody would have put their money in like toilet paper back in the day when COVID started, they would have had a boom, as well as hand sanitizer. Fidget spinners, like look at Shark Tank. There's some businesses there that you could probably invest in. I know some probably make it to Wall Street, some don't. I'm not sure. I don't invest. I don't care about money. That stuff like I tried to get invested in money and the shit just it only backfired on me, right? If I made enough money, I was willing to spend that money on something I thought I deserved, something I thought I desired, something I thought I wanted. And it never turned out to be something I wanted. In the end, at the beginning, yes, but it's almost like the honeymoon stage of anything you buy. It's at the moment, it's nice, it's refreshing, cool. I deserved it. I worked hard for it, blah, 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 blah. But guess what? Over time, it becomes a burden because you couldn't afford it. It made you fat. It made you broke. Like, whatever. Like, the idea that we waste our time and I'm sorry to say this, but majority of us do not live our dreams. We have dreams, but we will not be able to fulfill them. We're all Not everybody can be millionaires, not everybody can be billionaires. Like give that dream up. That shit. And why the fuck is mostly everybody's dreams that I have come across of, it's always to make more money. Why is your only dream to make it doesn't matter about what you want to do. It matters about the amount of money that you want to make. Why? If it's something you really want to do, then money shouldn't be an option, right? It's like my videos. If I want to talk because I found passion in talking about philosophy and psychology and stuff. Even if I don't have a degree, my passion is still to talk about this stuff. I don't give a fuck about making money off of it. I just want to talk, right? So, like, the idea that people need to make money off of whatever that's passionate about, if you start making money off of it and it starts becoming bigger than what you believe, then it starts becoming a job and stops becoming a hobby or a passion. And eventually that stuff gets boring because you have to maintain this. Even now, like with the YouTube channels are kind of, if you don't like transition yourself in a way to grow, then the people that you have as followers or subscribers aren't going to accept who you are changing into, right? So it's like when you create a persona in the YouTube world, you have to hold on to that persona because that's what people expect of you. Fuck that. If I want to change, I will change. For the most part, if anything changes, it's it, I guess I'm kind of putting myself in my own shoes here. So it's like if something changes with me, it will be noticeable and I won't even skip a beat. I will just continue to talk how I'm talking. My shit will change. I will change, whatever. That doesn't matter to me. What matters is what I'm talking about. So, like, the idea uh, of changing when you need to. Don't hold on to something that you think you need to be just to make other people's expectations gratified. Fuck that. Fuck them. If you need to change and your body's telling you need to change, your psyche's telling you need to change, then you should probably change. Don't hold on to something just because you fear other people being negative towards you. Who gives a shit? It's your life, your body. And that's not, uh, I'm not even going to dip into that. But it's with a funny thing I see with jobs is because I've worked a variety of jobs from like welding, fabricating, heavy machinery, fucking non-destructive testing, weld inspection type shit, all sorts of stuff. I've operated a robot. I've worked in the office. I worked on the fab floor. Like, I've had such a fucking of type of experiences of work in my life, and not any of them has it become, man, I could retire here. Never, ever has it ever. In fact, it's more or less a sense of I could probably learn something here for a few years before I just dip out. But even then, like a lot of like speaking outside of myself, like through of experience, I could see because a lot of people will stay in a job just because they don't want to let the job down or they don't want to let the people at the job down. Who gives a fuck? If your life's telling you to change, you need to change, right? So it's like even in relationships, people have that same type of mentality when it comes to relationships. They'll stay in a relationship just because it's been. And I'm not saying that people should get divorced or anything like that, because for the most part, if we were focused in more of a consciousness rather than being just conscious people, I think we would be finding more matched people, like people that match us better. I wouldn't say like, I don't know. It's a more natural matching, right? Like animals don't necessarily inbreed types of stuff, so they don't really have increased in like crazy diseases or mental disabilities types of stuff. But I think that our intermingling with trying to create a bigger population of humans, because the more you get, the more profits you can make out of people, right? So I think all that mingling has created a bunch of inbreeding and a lot of like information in history has been so altered that we don't really know who our ancestors are, so that makes it choppy to try to actually pick somebody who isn't actually you're related to you, like you don't know, like you have to go to the point where you have to take blood tests and stuff like that to find out, or ancestry or whatever stuff. Even ancestry comes back and it's bullshit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but to think that you wholeheartedly know that I'm not blood related to this person at all, and then you have like a kid who has a problem or a situation, and you can't deny the fact that maybe, like, that's in my natural understanding. That's kind of what I think. It's like if something's wrong with this child, then it probably means that somewhere down the line, you guys are probably blood related, and this is a defect. Because this the type of inbreeding type of shit happened, especially back in the day with the like the was it oligarchy with the kings and shit. A lot of kings had fucking problems. I think I went over that in one of my original videos about religion and stuff like that. How provided intelligence and natural intelligence. Like there's a natural flow of intelligence and there's a provided. The provided comes from the kings and queens that were, or I would say more kings that were, they had goofy fucking brains because their parents were inbreeding. Because the elites run away when societies crumble. They go down in the hole, which what we call hollow earth, and they hold on to the information that they've gathered through that time, and they'll bring it back up in several generations, but they have to keep their lineage going. So they have kids, they have kids. Inbreeding is a big problem. They come up, they're all fucked, they look like aliens, but they have technology, they have information that we don't know, right? Because it's been several generations and we only know the natural world now. So these guys come out of the fucking ground and lo and behold, they have all this crazy information. They're now gods or kings because they know shit. Like that's how that like I've talked about that stuff before. Like but like those types of people are the people that create our jobs, right? They're the ones who take us they're the ones who have the manipulating skills to take us out of our natural habitat and put us in a working environment. But it's like working in all those types of jobs, one thing I've noticed is the people that consider themselves the strongest men in the work field are the biggest fucking crybabies. They're the fucking biggest. And these are the guys who quote unquote work the hardest or do do the best quality work, shit like that. These fucking dudes are wine tits. They're fucking losers who they can't stand their fucking fat wives and they go to fucking work and complain about it all day. That's the fabrication type floor. You know what I mean? Like it's funny because these people walk around with such a fucking high ego and they don't notice the type of bitch they are, right? And like I wouldn't consider that type of guy, but I've ran into so many of them that it's so hard to not see. And then you're just like it's a fucking stereotype. I wouldn't know what to call the stereotype, but it's that. It's usually the guy who he's got the aura of the hardest worker, but when he's actually working, he's not doing a fucking thing besides bitching. Then you get the like in the office type of environment, people don't talk with one another unless they've been working together for like 20 years. But generally, not very many people bullshit. It's like cubicle to cubicle to cubicle. It's not, there's no communication unless you're like a salesperson, but majority of shit's on the fucking phone. And the guy next to you, you might say a few words if it's not something to do with the job. Like, boring. Because it, in a sense, too, is like when you're in that type of environment, you feel uncomfortable, like, talking to another person because, like, oh, I'm lacking in my job. Right? And you don't, like, and that's another thing, too, is like work ethics. Like, there's people out there who honestly overestimate their work ethics. So many people overestimate their work ethics. And that's the craziest fuck. I know somebody who at least 10, 15 fucking jobs within the last 6 months. And in every job, it's the fucking jobs problem. Granted, I know jobs suck, but this will go somewhere. We work in general, like what we are is not like we can't not work as a species, right? But it's the way that we work now. And it takes into consideration the type of work that they would do if they were in a situation where, right, I'll get to it, but ones that overestimate their work ethics are the shittiest fucking employees. So the guy, it's always the job's fault, right? And then he literally goes on a fucking like psycho mode against the boss to try to get more money out of the boss, even though this dude didn't even fucking work. He's like, you owe me this money type of shit. And it's like, what is going through your head right now to think that you even showed up? You deliberately called in this many times of the week, and then you're mad because you're not getting paid? Like, what are you getting paid for? Why are you mad? And that's somebody who is way overestimating their work ethics, because it's never them, it's always the job. But in sense, like if the system collapsed and our work now because like people that have good work ethics, it doesn't matter about the job. The job doesn't matter. They just have good work ethics. They work hard wherever they go. They will try their best wherever they go. They are willing to learn wherever they go. It's just how their work ethics is. But there are people out there that don't have fuck shit for fucking work ethics. And that's the whole point of this whole job shit is like it doesn't like the pay is broken, right? You should not get paid the same as me if you're not willing to work as hard as me, right? Just showing up is 90% of the fucking job. That's not okay. Because there's people out there that honestly won't call in. And that's again, that's not based on the job, that's just based on their work ethics. If the system were to collapse tomorrow, these people would still have their work ethics while the other people wouldn't, right? They would still find a way to build shelter, find food, find water, this to survive, while the people who don't have good work ethics but pretend like they do will be the laziest fucking people in camp, will be the laziest fucking people in your tribe, and they will do very little but ask for all. And in the natural world, that's not how this works, right? Nature balances itself out. Those types of people that don't have decent work ethics or won't change their work ethics to be more, agreeable, right? And then like expect more out of it. That's not how this shit works. It works in a system, a society, yeah, but it doesn't work. And I get it. Well, he didn't show up for work, so he's not going to get paid. And it's like, yeah, but the hours, the rate per hour shouldn't be the same, right? 90% of the job is based on showing up, which means people just get paid to show up, right? And it doesn't fucking matter, man. I've had jobs where you can make fucking good money, but at that point, you're there all the fucking time. And this is based on my experience and anything. People with good work ethics will be used and abused. And I think that's kind of the reason why I won't stay at a job for so long. Like, I'll stay for years, you know what I mean? But, like, I'll cut it off. I will. And I do that because I know these people will use me, right? I know they use me. They'll say all the fucking charming shit in the fucking book to get me to stay. But when I'm ready to go, I'm leaving. I'm sorry. It's like, oh, why? Ooh, where? Why? Shut up. You don't generally give a fuck. You don't. You're here to do your job. I was here to do mine. I'm tired of doing mine. I can't sit here for 40 fucking years doing the same fucking thing. Because it's going to be the same fucking mundane shit. Just shut up. COVID showed us big time where the worthless fucking jobs are, right? And the big thing is in the service industry, people have such a disgust for the service industry. The very people that provide you with food, the shit that you complain about day in and fucking day out, then turn around and get the same fucking shit the next goddamn day. You could find a finger in your chili at Wendy's, complain to Wendy's for another free fucking chili at Wendy's. I'm not saying that's what that lady did on that lawsuit, but that's kind of the fucking gist of what I get from people with the service industry. And the way that jobs work, it gives people the idea that they are their own king and queen, right? Like, it creates financial freedom, but like the way we created it, we had men working in the workforce, and then all of a sudden, oh well, I'm a woman, I should deserve to be in the workforce. Why? This shit's fucking boring. This shit's dumb. I don't give two fucks about this shit. The fucking like. And then you want to jump on board? I wonder why our jobs disappeared. I wonder why our kids are fucked up. They're being raised by fucking school system while I have to go to work too. What are you doing? Like we literally just hand our shit over for a little bit of fucking money. Yeah, take responsibility of my kids, take responsibility of my time, take here, you can have the deed to my house. As long as I have a job. I have to get to a job. You're sitting in front of in the road. I have to get to my job. Do you really have to? Well, I have to be able to pay my house. Don't you think that's like don't people see how much of a snowball this shit has become? Like the fact that you need the job is because you need to pay the home. The fact that you have a home is because you can't live off the land. Why can't you live off the land? Because everybody fucking bought the land or farmers bought the fucking land. We don't have any more fucking land to live off for free. I can't just walk into the middle of the fucking forest and live there and they'd be like, "Hey, what are you doing here?" You know what I mean? Like that's stupid to me. You can't opt out of society. You have to be a part of society. And if you're not a part of society, fuck you. We're gonna like I've literally had a counselor tell me, well, there's probably a way that we can make you feel a little bit more comfortable in society. It's like, what do you mean? Like integrate me back into society? Like, what does that mean? Like, you want to dull my fucking brain to where I'm just ignorant again? Like I don't ask questions. I don't question things. I just need to go to work and be stupid every fucking day. Go home, turn on the fucking TV, eat a fucking TV dinner, go to fucking bed to wake up, do the same fucking thing. For 50 years? Fuck you. Fuck you. Oh, we're reaching for retirement. Don't you think that's a fucking scam to keep you working there for the rest of your fucking life? No, because I need to go to job to pay for my home. I need to pay for my home because I can't live on the streets. I don't know. It's just the way that we idolize jobs. It's cringy. It's very cringy. And then we're complaining about AI taking our jobs. Who wants to fucking work? Nobody wants to fucking work like this. Nobody wants to work like this. I guarantee you more people would want to work by finding their own food, finding their water, building their shelter, surviving. That's the kind of living that people probably want, right? It's not, it's just too mundane. We have too much shit. We have too much wants. There's too many desires that have been fulfilled. There's too many dreams that have been achieved. Everybody's still fucking chasing them and there's not getting anywhere. I don't get it. I don't fucking get the whole job scene. And people, do you have, like, it feels like we lose a lot of our rights when we get into the job industry, right? You can't wear what you want. You can't say what you want. You can't bring a gun. Like, I know some of this stuff, but in general, like, look how many rights are taken away just by being in a job. Because if you can bring all that stuff, but just know you might lose your job, right? And that job is important to us because we have to pay for our fucking home. We have to pay to eat. We have to pay to drink water. You know what I mean? And then, like, everybody's a fucking cog in the system because, well, the electric guy's got to have a job to keep your electricity on, so you have to pay him. Well, somebody built the electric company building, so we got to pay them. And then it's like it's a fucking system that we snowballed into a fucking just hosh posh of messes. We've created jobs for people that didn't need jobs. We created fucking positions for people to have jobs. Like there's people that are so high up there, they've hired people to take care of their numbers, right? Like imagine your job is to calculate the money of a billionaire, of a millionaire. Like this isn't even your money. and you're counting his money. You're getting paid to count his money. Well, that's an accountant. That's what I went to college for. College. Jesus Christ. I guarantee you a lot of people would want a more of a survival type of living rather than this kind of living. Because this shit's fucking, it's just, the service industry gets so much flack because so many people have no control in their lives and have no outlook, that the only people that they can give their outlook to is to the service industry. You miss a sauce? Fuck you. I want a fucking full refund. You're a piece of fucking shit. Blah 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 blah. Not realizing that there's 100 fucking customers that have ordered before you, and it's just been a fucking crazy goddamn day. God forbid we missed your sauce. We're the worst fucking people in the goddamn world. And literally, capitalism, the way we work in our system, creates kings and queens out of all of us. Entitled fucks. Because you have the money, you feel like you can treat people like dog shit. Not all of you. I get it. But there are people out there. You know who you are. You motherfuckers don't put the grocery cart back in the grocery cart rack. Like, who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you? Are you Satan's shit? Where'd you come from? It's like you're deliberately thinking that, well, who cares? That's the whole problem. There's a study even on that grocery cart thing. And it's like, it's not the idea of the grocery cart, right? It's the idea of what you're willing to not do. Right? That's the kind of the work ethic type of people. Like, you have shitty work ethics, but you claim you have good work ethics. Well, the proof's in the pudding. People are going to watch you work, and your actions are not going to speak louder than your words. Or, yeah, your actions speak way louder than your words. That's why you got fired. Right? So it's like, oh, I have the best, this, that, and the other. And then you work like dog shit. Like, thanks. Now I know not to hire you again. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I just don't give a fuck about the job industry. I don't care about that shit. I think I think they're just cogs in a system that we're trying to uphold. You know what I mean? Like, even like I said, the idea of, I don't, fuck. You know, I know it wouldn't be easy surviving on our own, but I think that's kind of the point. That's the hard work that we kind of need. You know what I mean? But yeah, people treat the service industry like shit. And out of all of my jobs, that's probably the worst one I've ever worked at, was service industry. Just because of how nasty people are. And you see the worst in addicts too. People come in, they're all fucking, or they look fucking crazy looking for, you got water? I need to take my pills. They're just fucking psychopaths. Then you get like, what's really sad, I hate it. I hated it when somebody real obese come in the drive-through and they order a lot of fucking food. Oh, you just don't like that, people. I wouldn't say I don't like them. I just think it's sad. And I think that it kind of go against a lot of the things I talk about when I just hand over that much food and you're just like, your stomach's touching the steering wheel. You can hardly move your arms. I don't know. It's not like I'm not trying to make fun of you or anything like that, but it's just like, man, when are you gonna just be like, it's okay, I don't need it no more? Where do you get the money for that shit? You know what I mean? Like, how do people live off that shit every fucking day? How? It's baffling to me. It's like that's the idea of convenience. Yeah, so that's we're all living for convenience. Like that's it's like when is enough enough? When is enough enough? It's like obviously it's never. So that's the whole series of why it's run it till the wheels fall off. Because there is no stop to that shit. You can't stop people's wants like that. And not collectively. It's an individual journey. And that's why I think that's why the idea of like not everybody can reach enlightenment. You know what I mean? Because not everybody's willing to give up on that shit or give up on whatever shit that's holding them back. They're just they're just willing to stay comfortable and indulge. And jobs, they really help that because it gives people the independence they need. That's a funny word too, independent, because a society is built by people working together, and it crumbles when people only work for themselves. But at the end of the day, your jobs don't matter. They don't. COVID proved that. The amount of people that went home, and these are the people that claim their jobs are important. If you sat at home and was able to do your job at home, your job's getting taken. Sorry. I don't care how much money you made. It's not going to, because now all it's going to do is when you lose your fucking job and there's not another job out there like what you just had, you've surrounded yourself. Like, say you're making $120,000. You loved it when you were making $120,000. But now that you lose the job, your lifestyle of $120,000 is gone. And you probably won't get it back. But you have indulged so long in that money that now it's going to feel almost impossible to live without it. Right? You're not willing to give up the shit that of the $120,000 life, right? For a smaller knit sum. You're not willing to do that. That's what you need to do. You need to understand that you can survive without your job. If you can survive without your job, then you're free to do whatever you want, right? Your job's not holding you back in this life. And it shouldn't be. It's a job. That's how I see my job. My job is it's a temporary situation I have to put myself in to pay the bills. Like I have to do it in this society because it's illegal to live off the land, like legitimately. I have to either purchase my land or get permission from a private land in order to live on it, right? But even then, like, my goal is to try to buy land for myself. That's what. If I buy land for myself, then that's my end goal because everything else from there will be away from like. But even then, like, I mean, I could garden and do a farmer's market to pay my taxes and shit. But like the idea of still me being able to have to pay taxes on this land, you know what I mean? Like, or even like if I can't buy the land outright, I have to take a loan out. Well, now I have to pay that loan. Sorry. Now I have to pay that loan. So like it just the idea of getting away from the job is impossible. To get back to a more natural working life than provided working life. And I guess that kind of goes hand in hand with natural intelligence and provided intelligence. But if you surround yourself with if you indulge yourself with too much money, when things disappear and you're no longer able to work, then it's going to be a lot harder for you to live. That's a big one that people don't like to understand. There's just so many hidden problems in society that people don't like to mention, like the refinancing of homes. When the refinancing of homes took place, so much money was created out of thin air, right? Nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody talks about that. How did a house go from $40,000 to $150,000? How does that happen? Because people wanted more money, or at least the idea of more money. And these same people are the ones that telling us to be like, you need to pick yourself up from your own bootstraps. Well, you just heighten the bar for homes. So that kind of screws us. Like, dude, so many of these fucking houses out here are not worth the fucking price on them. They're not. They're not. And I know damn well the amount of fucking people that, oh man. It's just funny. The amount of egos that people, and that's the comedy. That's Dante's comedy. Is you go through these fucking gates of hell and you just see the stupidity that people do to uphold the system. And it just doesn't make any fucking sense. It doesn't make sense that they hold all this shit up for no fucking reason. Right? They're a cog in a machine that they don't even know they're in. Some do, and they just continue to go. Like me. Because I can't opt out. You know what I mean? I could, like, I go off grid or whatever, stuff like that. But I got a family, so I gotta do this shit as responsible as I feel I need to be with it. Because I want this shit to be legit, right? I don't want to have a third party or a middleman. I want it to be cut and dry, mine. Right? I did it myself. I made it myself, type of shit. And that's, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's where the hard work came from back in the day. It was like building your home and shit like that. But we don't get no gratification out of our jobs now. I don't care what the fuck people say. Dude, it takes like 3 fucking weeks for people to go to from, oh, I love this job. It's awesome. It's great. Oh, it's going to give me so many opportunities to, I mean, it's all right. I mean, I had a good day. It was fine. Oh, so what happened to the I loves and I miss it and whatever's? Like, that shit disappears. Happens all the fucking time. So many people I know, they're like, oh man, great job, I love it so much. 3 weeks later, it's alright. It's okay. Pays the bills. People don't want the truth, they want a story. So they're not willing to swallow these hard pills or realize these small niches that are wrong with our fucking society. They'd just rather ignore them. But you know what? A lot of those little fucking niches have big impacts on how we develop our life and how they manipulate us and how they lie to us. The Garden of Eden held a snake. A snake doesn't just mean an animal. A snake is a liar. A dirty silver tongue. You know what I mean? Just because it's hidden in symbolism doesn't mean the truth ain't there. But, yeah, just kind of wanted to talk about jobs suck. I'll see you later.